Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
They're going to toss it. They haven't got it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly, Miller's still start dropping. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry! Good evening and welcome to the LSRL GT3 Round 10 live from Road Atlanta. I am James Parfitt. I'm going to be joined in the booth by Michael David this evening, who's going to be here alongside bringing you this absolute epic evening of racing at Road Atlanta, a circuit I absolutely adore because it is absolutely amazing. Top turn one, round through into the tight turn 2 and 3, and then sweeping through the S's into turn 5 that will and does always kill you if you do not get it right on the curb on the exit of 5. It is absolutely amazing. A lot of twists and turns, a long straight on the back as well down into a tight chicane to provide you all the action that we're going to need here. Last time out at Watkins Glen, Jay Smart took the win. Alexander Amadon in second and Dylan Gonaz finished in third place. 16 cars on track this evening. What more can we ask rather than this absolute incredible evening of racing? It's time to bring Michael in to the booth. Good evening, Michael. How are you, sir?
James, I'm doing great, buddy. How are you doing tonight?
I'm really good, mate. Really good. Looking forward to this. It should be a good one.
Yeah, sounds like you've had through it.
Well, Road Atlanta itself is quite an easy course to do. It is 12 turns. Well, technically it's 12 turns of sweeping corners. That's basically what we've got here. You've got a fast flow in turn 1 into a tight, tricky section of 2 and 3, and then sweeping through the S's of 4, and then into the tight left-hander of 5. That's a fast-paced corner. Now, if you do get it wrong and you do end up on the curb on the outside, there's no coming back. It is going to be difficult. It will chew you up, spit you out, spin you around, and you'll be in the barrier on the left-hand side. And then you've got double 6 and 7 before you got a long run down through 8 and 9, which really I don't know if they're corners, but they've numbered them anyway, and then down into 10A and 10B, which is the chicane at the second and third last corner, and then we go up over the hill to the tricky right-hander of 11 through 12, and then back across the line again once more for another lap. So let's see how we are currently getting on here as well. Nathan Graham is in first place on a 1:18.2 7. Don't forget, we've got a 45-minute race, 50% fuel, and a pit stop that the guys have got to battle, okay? So they do have to pit. Now, I'm not going to lie, there has been some very unfortunate incidents, as we've just witnessed with Thomas Boniatti there as well, who has only just got out of pit lane. So there's been a lot of incidents, but we're a very Ferrari-led field this evening, Michael, aren't we? There's no fewer than 3, 6, 9 Ferraris currently on the track.
Yeah, this far into the season, we've kind of really just settled in here. We see Nathan Graham and Amadon up there rocking the Audis. We got a Porsche, 2 Porsche. Yeah, we got 1 Porsche in the field tonight. You know, Ryan O'Connor's been the only Porsche in the field all season long. Elliot Borg, Dylan Gomez, you know, we got Banks there. They've all been running the Lamborghinis here, but like it's been such a strong Ferrari field all season long. All these drivers just sticking to it. And we've also, you know, seen the Ferrari not exactly be the car to win at each track. So it's kind of funny how, you know, it's such a highly sought after car here in this series, but it doesn't seem to be the most successful car.
No. And my surprise is there's no Mercedes. No Mercedes.
Yeah, that's very surprising to me as well. No Mercedes, no BMWs.
No, I drove the Mercedes this weekend. I was in Sebring 12 Hour with Sean Atkins, Joseph Carnes and Ryan O'Connor. We were part of the LSRL team we were put together, and we were in the Mercedes. Now, don't get me wrong, the first few laps of the Mercedes, it did want to terminate my life, and my first stint was absolutely horrible. But once it settled down, the car at the end, my last 2 stints, I got zero X's in 2 hours of driving, which I was proud of myself at my level for a man that don't drive very often. But it was just, I'm just surprised more people don't take it, because once it settles down, it's quite a stable car that most people don't have. You know, we did have Jonathan Dickerman in the car in this league in the Mercedes, but unfortunately he's not been made a few. So it has led us to this Ferrari, Lambo, Porsche, Audi sort of stand-ins of cars, really, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has. And I mean, I think obviously, you know, I love the Porsche, but I really do think the Audi is going to be very strong here tonight. We already see 2 Audis in the top 3, but I think the Audi is going to be a very, very capable car here, able to accelerate very quickly, able to really be quite nimble there. There's only 1 or 2 areas that you're really just opening it up. So top end speed isn't like the biggest strength here at this track, I don't think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the Audi's just gonna be really, really tough to beat tonight.
Well,
Elliot Borg.
Yeah, Elliot Borg in the Lambo. There are the standings on the screen. Elliot Borg is in first on 110. Nathan Graham on 90 with Jay Smart on 90 as well. Joseph Carnes on 89. Daniel Pereira on 75. Dylan Gona 72. Ryan O'Connor 69. Peter Muller 57. Sean Atkins 56. James Rep on 50. Mason Sagar. Ben Barnes on 47. Mikhail Turkin 45. Thomas Boniatti on 44. Alex Abinon on 39. Steve Baker in 16th on 38. Tied with Brandon Thornhill. Nathan Heffley on 35 points there. Then beyond him, we've got Jonathan Dickerman, my other Mercedes driver, in 34th. John Silver on 17 with Gabriel Burke on 17. Joey Fernandez in 11 with Brandon Birmingham on 11. Jared Lindsay 6. Robert Acosta 6. Branson Murray on 6. Garrett Wilburn on 1 there as well. So quite some new names in the stand-ins, but unfortunately they're not here this evening, which is a bit of a shame. Would have gave the field a nice dynamic with everybody on track. But let's see how this one pans out here and see how the cars get on. Very fast-flowing track. What do we expect here tonight, Michael?
It kind of feels like you're on a roller coaster almost. Some of these curves, you know, you come over the top of the hill and then all of a sudden you're dropping off. I think we're going to see some very, very, very tight, close racing. I think we're going to see not the cleanest race. Not that anybody's going to be going out for anybody. There's no bad blood here, but I think this track is just kind of tight in certain areas. You lose a little bit of grip coming over a crest. It's real easy to get a little loose and kind of bump into somebody's core panel or side door. Like I said, I think it's not exactly going to be a clean race, not intentionally dirty by any means. Just it's going to be a tight and very hard-fought race.
Yeah, absolutely as well. Dan Redcoat is in chat. So there we go. No first from Biggles, as I said. Biggles is on another broadcast currently as well. And then Stephen Borg, go get them, Elliot. I'm probably going to guess Elliot's brother, maybe.
Yeah, there's definitely some sort of relation there, I would
There's a
assume.
relationship there, isn't there, in some shape or way. You know, let me know, Stephen, if you are his brother. That would be absolutely amazing. And then I don't feel like I've completely stuck my foot in my mouth when you tell me that you're his cousin or something. I don't know. But let me know what way round you are as well. 118.8 for Alamadon. 118.81 for Elliot Borg. Yep, his bro. There you go. Happy days. Got it right, Michael. Check me out.
Hey, there you go.
I know.
I mean, I trust you, man. I follow you into the lone dark night here. I'll follow you.
Oh,
Just show me
blimey.
some GT3 racing, man. I got you.
Oh.
I got your back, James.
Don't follow me. God knows where you
I
end
got
up.
you, man.
Especially if I've got to get a map out. We could end up anywhere.
You just said it. I just put my foot in my mouth. I have to now.
Yeah, well, exactly. Now you've got to be full support now. That's it. I'm expecting an apple on my desk in the morning before school.
Oh, well.
That's it. That was the...
School's out for summer, bro.
that was
School's out for summer.
That's what we used to say in the UK for the teacher's pet at school, was you're going to bring her in her apple. And you leave it on the desk in the morning, and then she smiles as she grabs your apple. Or he smiles, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, but that's where it's from. It's like that whole teacher's pet thing. You get a piece of fruit for your teacher, preferably an apple.
I can promise you that I was never a teacher's pet. That just when you're sleeping in the back of the classroom, the teacher kind of forgets that you're there.
Yeah, I think that was the best thing. You know, school, I'm so glad I didn't have to go to school anymore. But you know, at the age of 44, it was definitely a long old time ago. So the times are coming in thick and fast. You can see Nathan Graham on pole on a 118.32, and then the Lambos are Borg and Smart on a 118.424, 552 respectively. Rep, Amadon, Gonaz, Pereira, Banks, Carnes, Barnes, Boniadi, Acosta, Fornil, Turkin, Birmingham, and O'Connor, who is the only lone Porsche here this evening. Man, he is so fast in the Mercedes. Why is he in the Porsche? I have no idea. He was
That feeling, man.
Yeah, he was the quickest man in our Sebring 12-hour split. The quickest man. And he basically was down in the low 2 minutes.
The Porsche is just a challenge of its own. It's just like when you get it right, yeah, it has its advantages and its disadvantages, but when you get it right, it just feels so good.
I know you're a lover of the Porsche, but I just see death every time. Every time.
When you mess it up, it's obviously going to kill you, but don't mess up.
Obviously, that's it. Will
Easier said than
literally
done.
terminate you.
I know, I mess up all the time, so
But the thing is,
don't follow my driving school.
It doesn't even need you to mess up, though, does it? Sometimes it just does Porsche things, and we're not even sure they are.
Of course, but they don't really seem to. It doesn't seem to do Porsche things too often under the hands of Ryan O'Connor or somebody way more capable than you are with the Porsche.
Yeah.
Under the calm, capable hands of Ryan O'Connor, we've seen we can do it with that Porsche. We've seen him dominate races here this season. I mean, he's fast, but if he's even more dominant in the Mercedes, I mean, I'm kind of scared to see that.
Yeah, mate. As I say, he was literally I think he was at one point the fastest man on track. And it was a tough one for us on the Sebring, to be honest, because we made a mistake, really, because obviously I was on a time limit, because obviously I had broadcast to do. So Ryan qualified and then gave me the car. And of course, him doing 159s and me doing 202, 203s, I was just like a pinball between the top guys in the split. And it kind of all went a little bit wrong, and we ended up down the order, and I spun, which was my stupidity trying to brake on the grass. And then obviously, you know, other things happened. I was involved in some incidents and stuff. And in hindsight, we should have let Ryan take the first stint as well, because I had a little bit more time than I was expecting with the clock changes and stuff. So I probably could have done after the first stint for a couple of hours before I went on to do the broadcast. But, you know, hey, I come back and made up for it in the evening with 2 hour driving without any X's, so I was happy.
Hey, man, it sounds like you had a great second stint there. And honestly, it sounds like it was a great learning experience for you. Those endurance races, they teach you a lot that you don't really think about. You know, we've got these sprint races here almost. I'm not sure if it's really would be called a sprint race, but it's, you know, a completely different strategy when we come into these shorter timed races here to a 12-hour of Sebring or a 10-hour, or even, you know, your 24-hour races that you can get into. It's just a completely different way to think about it. Even going from a 45-minute race to a 15-minute race, or a 45-minute race to a 2-hour race, like it's crazy the way that people think about it. The difference in, you know, every stint you have to kind of look at in a different way. Whereas you get those 12 hours, you know, everything's kind of just like chugging along, hit your marks, you know, get into a groove, you know, consistently, like, you know, conserve your fuel, you know, conserve your tires. You're trying to stretch the stint out. So it's not always about, you know, getting on the gas and going. It's about, you know, making the right choices and the right decisions for the environment, for your race. It's just a completely different thought process. So you coming into a race like this, you know, you just kind of on the edge. You don't have to change your tires. You know, you gotta stop, but it's just completely different.
Yeah,
and I think, yeah, and everything that you experience there is just a great learning. So you can take it just like the next time you're out there, man. Just crush it.
Well, that is the Nords 24, which is on May the 13th, weekend of the 12th to the 14th. So that's the plan for us, to do the Nords 24, so that should be fun. And see how we get on there as well. But 48 seconds left. David Graham put on pole on a 1:18.129. Currently watching Troy Banks. He's had a couple of green sectors. Moves up ahead of Joseph Carnes, which is a surprise actually, because again, as quick as Joseph was over the weekend, I'm surprised he's in the Ferrari and not in the Merc as well. But obviously once you set your car, you're kind of stuck with it. But, you know, for these guys' point of view, I think they probably wish they had taken the Merc now.
I just want to point out the fact that we have a half-second gap from first to sixth place. So this is definitely a tight battle here. I'm not really sure we're going to get too many of these laps in that are, you know, we're looking across the board. Everybody's going yellow, which means they're not improving on their lap times. So I think Nathan Graham's going to be safe up top there, but just a half a second between first and sixth place. I mean, even Dylan Gona's with the 18.9, not that far off there.
Yeah, it definitely was. I'll tell you what was good earlier on, guys. If you want to go back and watch some absolute amazing action, we had the IGP Fun F3 race. We had 1 second between the leader and the guy down in 42nd place. We had 58 Formula 3s going around Motorsport. So that's worth checking out as well. And don't forget, obviously, we've got the Radical Sim Racing from earlier as well. And we've got a live one going on right now, which is the Radical Sim Racing Americas with Dean Biggles and Dan Peebles there on that one as well. But yeah, we had 1 second in a Formula 3 race, Michael, between first and 42nd.
That's insane. That's a great field. That's what you want. That's what you need in these racing, especially when you have these these cars that are like the same build. You know, GT3 racing, you get cars that have different like strengths and balances and weaknesses. When you have these kind of like Formula 3 and Formula 2 cars, they're all like a setup that basically you don't have much to tweak, so you get more out of the driver, or a lot like the Porsche league that you guys were JPB just picked up, the one that I used to run in. You know, when you have to have a car that just challenges you so much and you have very little options when it comes to setup and everything's kind of the same, you really see the driver come out. And then when you put that into a 42 card field split between 1 second, that's just a dream come true. Just think about like the phenomenal racing that you're going to get from that.
Well, we showed throughout the whole thing, because we didn't have to, it was just non-stop. We showed one replay. And there was a lot more going on than that, but there was only one replay we had time to show because there was so much going on all at the same time. But the grid is all done and dusted now. So here we go. Nathan Graham is in first, Elliot Borg second, J Smart third, Ryan O'Connor fourth, James Rep fifth, Alexander Amadon sixth, Dylan Gona seventh, Ben Barnes eighth, Troy Banks ninth, Joseph Carnes 10th, Daniel Pereira from Black Gold Racing in 11th, Tamas Boniadi in 12th place. Then beyond that, we have got right about now 13th Mikhail Turkin, 14th Robert Acosta, 15th Brandon Thornhill, and 16th Brandon Birmingham. So there we go, 16 cars on track ready to go here this evening. Let's see how this is going to pan out here at Road Atlanta. I'm looking forward to this. I love Road Atlanta. It is going to be absolutely amazing. So let's hope it.
Yeah, this is a great track. I got to run it. I ran it in a BMW actually. Last season. Not really. A couple months ago. It was fun. But yeah, the BMW is not a car that is, a strength of mine. But I really do think that we're gonna see. So we take a look here at the championship standings. Smorgonasborg Racing up there at the top. Up 4 spots from last week. Worst pace scenario, 139 points. LMA Motorsports, 137. Part-Time Pros down a spot as well, 129. Also down a spot. All these guys are down a spot. Worst pace scenario, just jumping up like that. That's impressive. Slowly Driving By You, 117. JBJ Racing right behind them, 116. Spies Like Us sitting on 80 points. Black Gold Racing, 75 points. JJ Racing, 45 points. And I think this is going to be an interesting start here. Are these two, is Elliot Borg and John Smart here going to be able to, Jay Smart here going to be able to, work together to get by Nathan Graham? Or is Nathan Graham going to get off the line and just kind of take off and just call it a night?
That one.
That we know he's capable of doing so, and we know that Audi is very strong here. He was quite a few tenths up on the rest of the field. I think, but Ryan O'Connor right here kind of in the middle of things to mix things up. Dylan Rep and Alex Amadon right there, that third line back, but we're going to get ready here. James, go ahead and call us off.
Let's go. Here we go. They are green. I'm not sure if Borg made that move before they went across the line, but either way, he's going to try and run around the outside of Nathan Graham. He knows he's got to get him early. If he doesn't get him early, he's going to be in trouble, and it is. Elliot Borg's made the jump right at the beginning and managed to get in front of Elliot Borg. Ryan O'Connor, he's gone down so fast. He is now down into 7th place. O'Connor, in the only Porsche there, has lost an absolute mountain of positions. 3 places. Poor old Ryan O'Connor. Take the brakes off, son. Put on the accelerator. Your block's free already. Joseph Carnes is down in 11th place, battling away here with Thomas Boniadi, with Joseph Carnes and Troy Banks in front of him at the moment. But Elliot Borg got the start that he needed and the start that he absolutely, definitely had to nail.
Yeah, that was a great start there by Elliot Borg, getting up there, jumping on the inside of Nathan Graham, just absolutely taking control of this race. That's what he needed to do. That's what those Lamborghinis need to do. Now, Jay Smart needs to get up there and see if he can force the issue here with Graham, but it's going to be tough because he's getting a lot of pressure there by that Ferrari in the back there, Dylan Rep. So it's not going to be just that easy. So I think we're starting to see these first 2 cars and then 3rd and 4th place really start to split off. We see another battle back there. Ryan O'Connor trying to come on the inside of Alex Amadon. And we'll see if he's able. No, he had to back out of there, but he was really, really trying to force the issue there coming down the pit lane straight.
Yeah, he was there as well. Ryan O'Connor trying to get back past Alexander Amadon. As I say, he's down 3 from where he started. Joseph Carnes from JBJ chasing down Troy Banks in that all-black Lambo. There on your screen, he's got Thomas Boniadi behind him. And we've got about a second gap to Daniel Pereira back in the Ferrari there from Black Gold Racing. So let's see how this one all pans out here. And we've got the likes of Elliot Borg in first, Nathan Graham, James Rep, Jay Smart, Dylan Gonaz, and then we've got the pack after that of Amadon, O'Connor, Barnes, Banks, Carnes, here running all together as they go down this back straight. This is down from turn 8. Down the wigglies, over the hill, down round to turn 9, and then into 10A and 10B. But, you know, settling down now, 42 minutes on the clock. Everybody kind of roughly where they are and where we're expecting them to be. So what are we going to expect here? Because pit stop times normally around about 25 to 30 minutes in.
Yeah, I think we're going to see people start to settle down, kind of take into account when they're going to be starting pit. I know this is a shorter race, and I specifically was going on and on about the difference in strategy, but being that they are required to pit here, it really will make a little bit of a difference between strategy. So I think you're going to start seeing people kind of just sit in, kind of debate whether they want to jump in first, take the overcut or the undercut, but really just kind of get a nice flow going. It's been a very clean race so far. We haven't seen anybody. Well, we see Birmingham here is out. I'm not sure what happened there.
Just gone off, hasn't he?
Yeah. But
turn 5 on the curb. Rowdy goes.
It's so easy to get loose there. You come up top there.
Yeah, he had no hope. Poor old Birmingham.
We've all done that.
Yeah, mate, loads of times. Loads of times, taking too much speed in, and turn 5 has just turned around and said, thank you very much, you're mine. So Birmingham is the first victim of turn 5. Brandon Thornhill from the slowly driving by, who is down in 14th at the moment. He's just had a little bit of a diversion. Elliot Borg and Nathan Graham, 2 tenths back currently at this moment in time. Hopefully these guys will keep it clean. Unfortunately, there is a back marker in front of them, which is Mikhail Turkin, and that is partly because Turkin went off track at the beginning. And so unfortunately for him, he's now under a cosh here because he's got the leaders coming through, which I suppose from his point of view, he kind of wants to jump out of the way really as soon as possible. You know, you are back, you know, don't try and sort of race them if we can help it. You know, James's wonderful opinion on blue flags. I did get asked to write a rule book for the JPB Clio Cup, and my rule book was only four sentences long.
I'm going to go ahead and guess that 3 of those 4 sentences had to do with blue flags jumping out of the way.
Yep. And then there was one there, just respect each other. That was it. That was my rule book. That would have done for me. I didn't need any other rules in that. You know.
James, you're a man that really just sticks to his guns, and I respect that.
Yep.
And I don't, in this situation, I agree. I think the 15 really needs to jump out of the way as soon as he gets the opportunity. Has nothing to do with,
Connor and Avedon. Connor just made it through that time around. He got a long run down the straight. Why is Nathan Graham down there?
I'm sorry, I did not catch that. Do we have any incidents going on? I didn't see that.
Oh, he went off.
No way. Graham? Yeah. Oh, he's got a lot of front end damage too.
Turn 5.
Ooh, he's gonna smack that. Oh, the Terrier Barrett. Oh, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Now they do get that. They did open up the rules, so they do get the 1 fast repair. So let's expect to see Nathan Graham in very quickly here. But unless he can keep going, if he's not losing too much speed here, James, can we ride on board with Nathan Graham and take a look at his wheels, see how his wheels doing? Looks like he's got it pretty straight. I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, so maybe he didn't. Maybe the damage looks worse than it really is. But yeah, I was expecting to see him have to double pit tonight, but maybe not.
Yeah, well, we're going to see what his speed is going down here.
Yeah, this is where he's really going to lose a lot of that.
He can get it up in 6th, he might be alright. Should be able to hit 6th just before the top of the hill. There we go.
Yeah. I don't think he's really suffering too much. Well, we'll see when he hits the brakes here. Yeah, nothing. That seemed very clean. Yeah, no real issues with traction coming out of here. And then, yeah. So Nathan Graham looks like he kind of got away with one there. He fell down the order, but he's going to be able to kind of work his way out of this.
Racer Murray just missed the race. Dang it, look at Rep there in P2. So Dryzen, from what I've learned in GT7, the fastest car on this track is a Jaguar F-Type GT3.
I haven't played a Gran Turismo since Gran Turismo 5, and I will say that Gran Turismo 3 and 4 are like the reasons why I love playing racing video games. But aside from that, that's pretty much all I know.
I don't actually remember the last time I played Gran Turismo, and it was
My dad had a
long time ago.
PS3. Yeah, my dad had a PS3 when the PS3 first came out. I played Gran Turismo a couple times on it, Gran Turismo 5 at that point. But, I mean, aside from Gran Turismo 3 and 4 and the original Gran Turismo, I don't know much about it. As we see a fight here, Dylan Gonez on the inside. Is he going to be able to fight this off? Ryan O'Connor has been moving back up the field after that terrible start, and it looks like he's going to be able to take 4th place. But, you know, he's... Gonez did not want to give that up, but he kind of had to. He had the outside line going around there, that last final turn, and it's real easy to kind of lose your grip there. You're falling away from it, but Ryan O'Connor is not done here. He's still under pressure. Dylan Gonez is really trying to fight back here.
Yeah, he's trying as best as he possibly can here, Gonez, but O'Connor is managing to hold on to that position. That is released. Elliot Borg, James Rep from the slowly driving by team, up in 2nd place currently at the moment. Absolutely stunning work from him and Jay Smart, 2.75 seconds there up the road, of course. He's trying to chase down James. He's got a 2nd gap near enough to James currently at this moment in time. Ryan O'Connor has not got that comfortable gap back to Dylan Gonez, because this is where Gonez is really going to be looking at taking this position away, and I'll be very surprised if he doesn't have a good old go down into turn 10A or the chicane at the base of the hill, should we say, Michael?
Yeah, I definitely think this is going to be a great opportunity, but I don't think he got the exit out of that turn, Blake.
No.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan's going to be able to really kind of push through his own line here. He doesn't really have to even go defensive. It looks like Ryan O'Connor's really going to kind of come off here. He's going to be all right. That Lamborghini did not get the exit down the straight that he was looking for, and just really kind of ruined that opportunity. I don't think he's going to have much of a fight to put up here, and that's going to kind of release Ryan O'Connor here to kind of attack Jay Smart and try to get up the field into a podium spot. Kind of got to be frustrating for Ryan O'Connor. You know, this far into the race, he's had to work his way back up the field. He started in 4th place. Now he's back in 4th place. But, I mean, been a tough race, tough situation for him. So good to see that he's working his way back up the field, but he's got to be frustrated with the start.
Yeah, he definitely has. He dropped down 3 positions. I'd be annoyed at that as well, really. There's been an off further back. Troy Banks has gone. Troy Banks unfortunately jumped straight to the pits after this incident.
Caught the tail end of that, but he caught the inside barrier coming through there. Yeah, that was weird.
Let's see if we can have a look back. 5. Come off 5. Didn't he hear it? Watch. I don't know.
It's just, it's just strange to see him come off the inside of that barrier.
He's run wide, isn't he, and not been able to get that back in, basically. He ran wide on the outside of the curb, the other side, and then just couldn't get it in, and then that's caused a problem because he's ended up going into the barrier. O'Connor's gap now to Smart is down to 1.2, so O'Connor is slowly flying here, closing these guys down.
You say slowly, but just the time between... The time difference between when we just looked at that replay, he's gained about half a second there. I think it was 1.9 when we started jumping over. Now it's 1.3, 1.2. Ryan O'Connor's definitely making up time here. So yeah, he's got that gap under a second currently. We'll see what it comes to down here further down the straight. But I mean, yeah, he's definitely not falling out of touch by any means. I think he's got a strong opportunity here to really make a case for possibly 2nd place. You know, Dylan Rep is fighting off Jay Smart here, so maybe that pace of either one of those cars isn't really quite showing, but I really think Ryan O'Connor's got a chance here.
Let's just point out, Michael has not just invented love children between Dylan and James and combined the names together to give them Dylan Rep. I promise.
Did I say Dylan Rep?
You did. James.
Oh, wow. I'm so... James Rep.
James Rep and Dylan Gonas. You've literally just combined them and given them a love child together. So there we go. They've spawned Dylan Rep here this evening.
James Rep. I think that's actually the twice I did that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, James. I'm sorry, James. And Dylan. James and Dylan, I am sorry. But I mean well. I mean well.
Oh, dear me. But Ryan O'Connor has got himself on to the back of this group now. He's caught up with Jay Smart by about, basically he's down to 6 tenths. He's literally annihilating the times. Last time out, he was on the 1:19.5. He pulled half a second out, near enough to on a 1:20, give or take, from Jay Smart as well. So Ryan O'Connor absolutely flying along. He's got to be making moves this early, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's definitely on a different level, but he's not putting in the fastest laps right now. You know, Elliot Borg out there, we haven't really talked about him because he's 4.5 seconds up from this battle. Now, this battle might have a little say in that. You know, obviously these cars are fighting, so they're not, you know, going to be putting in their fastest laps while they're battling each other. That's probably definitely helping Elliot Borg get away a little bit, but he's putting in a 19 flat up there, 19.2 that last lap around. But also, you know, there's a couple other fast guys out there. Ryan O'Connor really did actually put a fast lap in that time, but Alexander Amadon slowly creeping up the times. 19.3 that last lap. He's really kind of sneaking up there, and we might not see Dylan Gonas finishing in 5th place there. I think that Audi is very strong. Alexander Amadon's kind of coming on strong here.
Yeah, it's just
fighting for a spot in the top 5.
Yeah, it's just a shame we had obviously Nathan Graham go out earlier on, because this would have been an amazing battle between Elliot Borg and Nathan Graham there, with James Rep and Jay Smart involved.
James Rep and Jay Smart.
Okay, and Dylan Gonas. Dylan Gonas, we're there, we got it.
Dylan Gonas.
He's writing it all down now, boys. He's writing it down now because he's trying to make sure he doesn't get it wrong.
I've got it right here in front of me. Let's not. It's right here in front of me. That was a brain fart of brain farts.
There we go. I'll stick the full names up on the timing tower just so you can not get them even remotely.
There we
wrong.
go. That's what I need.
Robert Acosta is just about to lose a place to Thomas Boniadi, going down into 10A now. And Boniadi is through. He's another one. He had a bit of a rough practice, seen him a couple of times. That's not going to help, though, as he's hugging the inside line here. Is he trying to go into the pits? Thomas!
He doesn't have a choice now. Save it! Oh, that was so pretty until
I know. He come through like Tokyo, like, you know, fast and furious.
Is he
going
to keep it out there? Oh,
what?
I would have pitted.
Pit?
Why didn't you pit?
I don't know.
Too early to pit?
No, he's half an hour in. No, he's he's only 15 minutes in.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure what that was.
Thomas Boniadi really had a great move going there. He was looking really strong, and the rear end of that Ferrari just stepped out on him.
Yeah, watch. He gets off. Oh no, that's where he went off before. Where would we? Where would
it was
we
all
be?
part of.
No, so that's where he's obviously gone. Here we go. So he starts sliding.
Yep, he just
It looks like he's going to go in, right?
Yeah, he almost looks undecided of what he wants to do, and then the car just decides to meet him halfway.
Yeah, but what I'm worried about is the fact that he just didn't. Well, he just. I'm not even sure what that was, Thomas. I've got to be honest, mate. Got to be honest. But there we go, Thomas Boniadi showing us how not to go into the pits at Road Atlanta. What a save that was. Yeah, I know, Racer, I know, but still, you know, he went into the pits. What his natural angle looked like he was going to go into the pits, right? He's either done that or he's tightened up that bank, that hill at the top so tight that he's hit that bump drop off, isn't he? And as he's dropped off, the back end's gone loose, spun him into the pits. Completely not on his own, of course, and then of course he's just locked it up and managed to keep hold of it. So yeah, I get it was a great save, but he did almost put himself into some dire danger in the same price. And I probably would have got into the pits, but I don't actually know. 45.23. No, I don't think he would have made it with 50% fuel.
No, I think it was just kind of I think he lost traction there coming over the hill. The hill is nothing to mess with. We all been there.
Oh,
You come
mate.
over there and you lose a little bit of traction, and then, you know, he was kind of undecided. Maybe he thought it was a little earlier than it was, and that car just kind of gripped and shot him over, and he was unprepared for it, and then he just managed to save it.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think-
sure, but
Look, if we stay
I
here,
still think
he was so close to this. He hit that. Look at that dip on the other side there. He hit the dip on the other side, and he's just lost the back end. And it looked like he almost just took him straight in, didn't it, on his own? I don't think he had much control over it, to be honest.
just decided that it was going to, once it gripped up, it was going straight that direction.
Yeah, Racer Murray just said he did exactly what I would do. Ran slap out of talent. Oh, O'Connor! No! The Porsche has done the Porsche thing again. But Ryan O'Connor.
Tough for him to get out of there, too, and then he's just going to...
Bro. Oof.
Gotta get a replay here and see what happened to Ryan O'Connor here.
Oh, bro, he's gonna be kicking himself.
Go down the order there, but let's see coming through.
Watch his outside left on the
Porsche.
curve. There we go. And then look,
Tough
he's
turn on
going
the
straight.
Porsche.
I don't understand the left a bit. Hold on.
I think once he got on the grass. Let's see.
He was going
he shift
straight.
But why didn't he shift?
But why go? I don't get it. Like, what? The physics, the dynamics of that does not tell you that he should be going right. If you watch what he's doing, he gets on the grass, his steering wheel's moving at the base, right? You can see it. He stays straight.
He shows the RPMs. He overthrows the RPMs. I think he should have shifted up there. The RPMs just overrevved.
I don't know. Somewhat of a bizarre incident as it is, but there we go. Alexander Amadon now, unfortunately for O'Connor, that is put him into, I think he's back out now actually. He's just coming back out. Good for Ryan O'Connor. But he's going to have a long, lonely climb back from that one as well. Never-ending winkle phase. Just a bit ton of grass. He could have shifted perhaps. I don't know why he accelerated so much. I don't know. Maybe he wanted to keep it in and try and stay in a position. He stayed on the gas. He should have lifted. He would have
you
been
shift
fine.
up, you lower the RPMs, you have a better chance at keeping control.
Yep, well, there we go. Everybody's
I would have
philosophy.
shifted up there.
Yeah, maybe. Or just lifted a little bit more and let it come back down again, to be fair. I'm more of a lift and let it come back down rather than try and shift up on the grass I know I'm not going to control. The worst thing is with that slight little turn to the right to probably try and get that straight probably didn't help him.
Oh, no. But those always go the wrong way. As we take a look here at Bernie. Bernie just chilling there watching everything go by. I gotta be jealous of Bernie. Right, he has the best view
Who's Bernie?
at every track. Bernie, you've never heard Bernie, the dude, the flagger?
I've heard of Barney.
Barney, did I say Bernie? Barney. Yeah, Barney. Yeah, that's strike number 2. Strike number 2 from Michael David.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
What was it? Weekend at Barn. What was it? What is that film? I can't remember
It
what
was Weekend at Bernie's.
It was
Weekend at Bernie's.
Bernie's, wasn't it? That was funny where he was dead and they were moving him. Creeps me up. Love that film. Brandon 4-0 now is let Ryan O'Connor go, so O'Connor is making his way back up. He's now in 11th place as well. He has pitted, but whether or not he pitted, he could have got to the end there. I don't know, so it's going to be interesting to see what he's going to be able to do. James Rep, though, from the slowly driving by you team, has still got J Smart trying to close him down currently at the moment. James doing an absolute barnstorming stellar job here as well, trying to keep J Smart behind him. So well done to James Rep, an absolutely stellar job in a car that most people have picked, to be fair, haven't they? And we were a little bit shocked why it's not a little bit stronger.
Yeah, I mean, when we look at the field, you see all these drivers really want it, but I mean, it just seems every week that the Ferrari doesn't really want to work on each track. It's been a lot more slippery in the rear end, I think, than a lot of people, than what I would consider the Ferrari. Maybe it's just, just the recent, balance of power or everything, the ratios, but I just feel like the Ferrari hasn't been as grippy in the rear end as it used to be. It seems like the way that iRacing is kind of like updated recently in the last like few updates, for me at least, the Ferrari doesn't really jump out the way it used to. So great race here by James Rep, but like I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but I guess the Ferrari it used to kind of be a GT3 that you could just kind of jump into and just learn from, and just I don't know.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You sure? Do you want to take time to get to the end, or are you good? You good? Okay, cool. Michael David there as well, giving us some philosophy of life about the Ferrari, but I do understand what you mean. It's the first car you pick up, isn't it? The first GT3 you pick up in your iRacing career, really. I think that's down at like D or C? D is, isn't it? You pick up the Ferrari, and when the new one did come out, the Evo, it was more of a driver's car. You could just jump in it and go, and then most people can get to grip with it. Doesn't mean you're going to be fast in it, but it means you're going to get to grips with the car itself. But as I found out, these BOP changes are killers. Tyre models and everything they've changed is just absolutely horrendous, and it makes the cars at times, well, you might as well just put Bambi on ice and say run and see how fast she gets, because trust me, once she's fallen flat on her face a few times, that's what it's like driving one of these cars. So I completely do get where you're going and getting on with that one, Michael, so don't panic too much. 4-0 ain't got no talent, that's my buddy. Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you tell him that then, because he's plodding along down in 11th place at the moment, so he's still doing well, still on track. In my opinion, in terms of personal driving, the Ferrari has the aerodynamic performance, but that doesn't mean it can be the fastest. Do you agree?
I mean, yeah, I agree. What I was trying to say is the rear end of the Ferrari just seems very loose this season, so yeah. I'm surprised that so many people have chosen it and stuck with it. I think it's a great platform. It's just kind of just surprising to me.
Yeah, it needs more ballast. It needs some more weight in the back end, because we were running with like 9 wing over Sebring. Like 9 wing we had to run just to try and keep the rear end on the floor.
That's insane.
Yeah, because otherwise
but
it just
there's but like you were saying, your first set, the Mercedes was just really tough, and then once you got into a groove, you're fine. Maybe that's why we don't see the Mercedes out here as often.
Maybe.
I mean, as often. We don't see the Mercedes here at all, really, in this league. Maybe it's just because it takes that extra time to really, like, kind of get into a rhythm in the Mercedes.
Yeah, Jonathan Dickerman was in the Mercedes, and his teammate. I remember Jonathan ran Chicago, was the only person without an ounce of damage on his car, where every other car looked like cold trickles out of Days of Thunder. And because literally they were battered and bruised all the way around the Chicago there. I drive the Ferrari in LSRL, and it's 100% a challenge to drive, and I love it. Which series is that then? Because you're not in this one, Racer Murray.
Well, it doesn't matter. The point that he's making, though, is exactly what I'm trying to say. It's the rear end of that Ferrari is just a tough beast to tame, and I don't think that's how it used to be.
Yeah, no, I don't think it did either. I think it was a lot more stable. You're not going to get it here, Jay. You're not close enough, mate. You've got to be about 3 temps coming out of that last corner. Otherwise, your draft is not strong enough to get you back down again. So, there we go. They're both into the pits. 18 minutes in. Elliot Borg, James Rep, Jay Smart, Gonaz. Amadon's gone round. What about Pereira? What are you going to do? Pereira coming round. He's sitting in 6th place at the moment for the Black Gold Racing team. Stellar job. He's in. Joseph Carnes. He's a long way back currently at the moment. There is Joseph coming down the back straight as well. Hope people try and enter the pits into a little bit more of a cleaner way than Thomas Boniadi did when he went full in. And, well, I'm not quite sure what happened, did we? We think he went too tight on the exit over the hill, and unfortunately for him, he bumped the car and it just split him round. And then he was just drifting into the pits kind of whether he liked it or not, really. So poor old Thomas Bodiatti there had a bit of a rough time going in as well. But Amadon is currently out in front. Carnes is not going in. Acosta is going in. Bodiatti's going in. Kenny in. Go on, Tamas. Yep, Tamas makes it in. Ryan O'Connor, as we know, doesn't have to go in here as well. But it is... Oh, James Rett! No! One of the Bayou boys. Ben Barnes. Oh, Ben Barnes. What have you been doing to yourself, sir? Turn 5 again, Michael.
Take a look here. Yeah, we come up the hill here, just gets a little, oh wow, just
way too much speed.
Front end just slid, yeah. He came in way too hot there, and that front end just did not want to grip.
No, way too fast there for Ben Barnes, unfortunately for him. Amadon's now in the pop, in the pits. Costa and Thornhill, so there we go. It was me, I died. Said the damn redcoat. If you look closer, you can see where I ran out of talent. Is that coming down the hill?
at least you had talent to begin with.
Yeah, this is also true. But James Rett, he managed to get into the pits and out again before J Smart. Amadon has just managed to make it out, I believe, in front of Gonaz. Not by much, mind you, and O'Connor didn't really gain what I thought he might have gained out of the pit stop, and is still out in 8th place. But this battle here with Rep and Borg are still going, so there we go.
Yeah, James Rep and Jay Smart here really just kind of fight it out, especially since Ryan O'Connor fell off there. You know, he had his incident and allowed these two to really just kind of escape. Elliot Borg has kept that 4-second gap up, but since James Rep and Jay Smart have kind of stopped battling and started almost working together a little bit, trying to get back up up there, it's kind of settled down a little bit almost. I know Jay Smart definitely wants to get up past James Rep, and he wants to get up towards his teammate, but it's kind of a better decision right now for these guys to kind of sit back and just...
Oh, sorry, did you see Rep's rear end then?
Yeah, definitely got a little loose there. That's the Ferrari. That's exactly what we were talking about. What I was rambling on about is we see him coming down the inside.
Hang him out, hang him out, hang him out. He's got to keep it in. You got to keep it in, James. Oh,
Jay had to back out of that.
James was like, nope, you're not coming through. I want my position back. To be fair to James, though, he's managed to hold on to him, hasn't he? He's kept him back for literally about 22 laps.
Yeah, he's definitely held this position very well. I thought he kind of compromised himself, but I'm going to eat my words here a little bit. It looked like he compromised his exit going on that defensive line there. And then coming out of 5, I thought Jay Smart was going to have a better release. But James Rep, like you said, 23 laps in, just holding on to that second spot there and just absolutely having a great race.
Yeah, the last thing he wants to do is give it up. There's no way. There's no way he wants to give this up. And the problem for Jay Smart is on the left-hand side, there is a little number next to his name that gives you the interval gaps between Rep and Smart. I will tell you now that, oh, Jay! Oh, he's going to run him wide. James got a bad exit out of the run-up of 10B through to 11. And Jay made that move, but boy, oh boy, that was close. James Rep's not going to give this up, though. Oh, no, James, do what you were doing. Don't try and do the extra. You've just lost a chunk of time. And just as I was going to talk about the free gaps.
Destroyed his chance there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a chance to come back at him, but he tried to go too aggressive coming in through that first section, and he just lost so much time because he had to get on the brakes and back out, because if he hadn't, he would have been in the rear end of Jay Smart.
Yeah. Come on. Get on to settle down, James. One man that clearly has not been settling down is this man.
Another incident from Ryan O'Connor. Oh, just kind of Almost. Yeah.
Turn three. Turn three left, Ryan O'Connor. So Nathan Graham went off as well, but Nathan is... Oh, he's all the way down the order, actually. How bad was that?
Well, he had already been down the order. He was starting to work his way back up. I think he was sitting at about 8th or 9th. And then, coming through, how much does he... Oh, he keeps out of the wall, though, so that wasn't too bad. That wasn't that bad.
Yeah. The thing is, do you know when we talk about the iRacing physics, and sometimes we sit back and go, it doesn't make sense? Like, he's probably done that curb hop so many times throughout this race, and that one time he does it, boom, bounces him up in the air. So, there we go. He needed a better exit after the straight. He did, Wingle, yeah, that was right basically before we were talking. If the gap isn't down to about 3 tenths when he gets out of here, he's not going to get him. He won't get him. He cannot. The draft is not that strong. Can't pull him forward enough. So he did need a better exit from there. But unfortunately, James got a slow exit out of 10B, which is the second exit of the chicane. And then a slow run up the hill into 11. Unfortunately, that allowed Jay to come through and take the inside line. So it's a bit of a difficult one. As you can see, the draft does come down, but it only comes down at barely a tenth, Michael, doesn't it? It's not the strongest draft run.
No, it's definitely not the strongest draft run. It's not a very long straight. You know, you can go to a million different tracks and have a straight that are longer than that. It's a good place for an opportunity to overtake, but you really have to be on your marks coming down and out, you know, at that turn down there. But as we see him he's just losing time through every sector now. You know, Jay Smart's really been released now. It's almost like he's been stuck behind him, unable to really make that move, and now that he has, I would be surprised if James Rep is really able to stick to the back of that Lamborghini. That Lamborghini, you know, first and second place Lamborghinis, they're very strong, they're very fast here, and I think this is going to be down and out for James Rep.
Yeah. The problem is here, he gets it down to 6 tenths. Okay, so he's kept it down to 7. So if he can do that and pull in a little bit, because he has been quick, the time has been coming down on the left-hand side over certain sectors, but he's got to tidy up the ones where he's losing time again. Don't forget, let's not forget this, right? James held him back here for 23 laps. You know, 23
This is true.
laps.
Like, he's obviously not. He knows he has strengths on these corners, but it's a little bit easier once you get some clean air for that Lamborghini to kind of just break away a little bit. Yeah, he's getting it down to about a half second here, but I think, as we see here, the damn red coat Rep is just charging up the ERS. yeah, these GT3 cars, they got the ERS system. Are we going to see a battle for the lead from Never-Ending Winkleface? I don't think so.
No.
I think this is going to be Elliot Borg's race. I think he's got this kind of locked up and ready to go. We haven't really talked about him very much at all tonight, but Jay Smart and James Rep, this is going to be a tight battle at the moment, but I would be surprised to see this battle in 9 minutes from now. I think Jay Smart's going to break this toe, and it's going to be a couple seconds here in the next couple laps.
The other thing is, it's not there that he's losing time. The problem for Rep is, as soon as he comes out of turn 1, or the gap goes up, right? It goes up to 8, 9. As soon as he comes through 2 and 3, he's right down at him now, like 4 tenths. He's not losing time in the sectors 2, 3, which is where we're expecting him to. He's losing time at the beginning of the lap. Look, he goes here, he goes almost back out to 5. He's managed to pull it back down again, so maybe he's tidying it up a little bit here, but as soon as he goes through 1, out through 2 and 3, that shoots up again, and I'm wondering if it's these sectors that James Rep needs to. There we go, look, he lost nearly a tenth already by the time he come out the other side of turn 1. It's not there that he's losing it, it's that corner, and he's got to tidy up these sectors here because he is quick and he is closer to him, but now he's out of 6, 7, you know, nearly pushing 8 tenths. So that's 3, 4 tenths he's lost over the first few corners, but then from here on, it's all James Rep. He pulls it in every single lap.
Well, that's the strength of Ferrari in a straight line. He's able to get out of that corner and kind of use that draft, but I still think he's just losing too much time, and we'll see if it comes down here a little bit. But I think, like I said, within the next couple of laps, it's going to be a couple of seconds. But I say that as we start coming into some blue flag situations here, some back markers here, and black markers, some back markers, and this is definitely going to make some interesting racing here, as that Ferrari is really just not getting out of the way. Oh, there he goes. He jumps to the inside there. So James, that should be a great blue flag situation for you. Got to be proud of that one.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Don't ask about the James Parfitt rulebook of blue flags. It's fairly straightforward. If you're a blue flag, get out the way. That's it. That's literally one of my rules in the league that we're doing on Monday. JPB clear cut. Oh, Graham.
That's Nathan Graham.
Yeah, but he was already down the order, and he's definitely down the order now. He's down in 11th place, is Nathan Graham. So there we go. Yeah, JPB rulebook, or the James Parfitt rulebook for the league. Respect each other. Don't get in the way of blue flags. If you're battling and you're a blue flag, please move. And if you're a blue flag, please do this as early as possible. That was it. That was the 4 rules I wrote down until the other admins told me that I can't put that in the rulebook and I need it to be more in depth. So they took it away and did all fancy stuff with it and put lots of long sentences in, where I just want to live by them 4, really. So there we go. Rep's opportunities coming up, right? I'm not going to lie. If he can tidy up Sector 1, he's going to have this opportunity towards the end here.
Yeah, he's making me eat my words. He's not that Lamborghini is not getting away from him, and he's right here. This is the closest that he's been so far. And I think if he can get a good exit out of this turn, I mean, that's where we saw James Rep lose his spot. So if he can kind of clear that up, and then, like you said, get this first sector, he's within 2/10. Is he able to really? Because he starts dropping the tenths here.
Oh, he's got him. He held him that time. He held him.
Yeah, he's got. Oh
no!
James, that's not how you do it. That's not how you do it.
Oh.
Jay Smart has got to be so upset right now. That is just. He finally made up that time, and he just.
Right. Okay, we're going to analyze this. I want to look at something first. I get that that's just happened, and that was very...
Jay Smart jumped to the pits.
Well, I am not surprised. I want to check something, right? Okay. No, I want to go... Right, hold on. I want to start this again. I'm sorry. I want to look at something, because I'm being told I got a penalty once for doing exactly what Jay Smart just did. Right. So here, over here, he's on the right-hand side here. James Rep. Now, does he deserve to be left room? Because smells, but he's braked early as well. Because the braking point is on the beginning of the curb. Should Jay Smart have left Rep room?
Because, he was braking and turning.
Yeah, and
he was moving in a braking zone.
Exactly.
I will say that, but that's kind of an awkward braking zone, though.
Yeah, but
that's kind of part of the line.
The reason I say that is recently I was in a league and literally I was on the straight and I moved across, and literally I was told because I moved across the guy had every right to hit me. Right, he brakes early. Look how early he is. He's 5 to 10 meters early and he cuts across. Yeah,
he moves in a braking zone. Let's watch it. Let's watch it from his point of view, because he definitely moves in a braking zone.
Okay, cool. So he moves in the braking zone. All right.
Yeah, I think Race Murray here. Yeah, I think we're on agreement here that Jay Smart definitely jumped to the side there. He was braking and he was moving under.
Right. Look.
Yep. So he's braking and just.
He shouldn't be coming across here.
Yeah, but how far off of the line is that, though? I mean, he's got to get across to make the next turn.
Yeah, but then he should have left the space and slowed it down. Apparently, that's what I got told. I got taken out.
I think that is definitely on Jay Smart, but I think it's a little closer than we thought there. It's not as bad on James Rep as I think it was originally, but we'll have to talk to James and see what his point of view is here. And see where we go from there. But definitely unfortunate for Jay Smart. He was running a great race there, up into second place, obviously, and nobody wants to have their race end like that.
No. But there will need to be a discussion about it, I'm sure, and the stewards will have a conversation, partly due to the fact that obviously, was he moving in the
Jay's
braking
back on the track.
Yeah, he went in quick repair, come back out. Was he moving on in the braking zone? Should he have left him room instead of cutting across him? So, as I
How
say,
far off the line was he, though?
he was all
like
the
that
way to
racing
the right
line?
hand side. The racing line, you normally come up and point it at the trees. If I can go, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go back without having to do this manually. But there, the tree line.
Yeah,
see
you're
the
right. He
left-hand
was
tree?
way over there.
Way off the lead.
You're right.
So the
That was my
line-
only saving grace.
And he
there
breaks
is-
there so early.
Yeah, no, that's definitely more on
That's
Jay. I
just-
think.
yeah.
I think you're right.
I
It
just
just looked very suspect at first.
yeah, it definitely will be because I've had these annoying people that overtake you and they cut straight in front of you after they overtake you. Please don't do that because that drives me crazy, right? And it does my nut in when somebody just overtakes me and then puts their car straight in front of me in the braking zone. Because apparently that's not moving in the braking zone, according to people I've met before, and I don't even ask. But he didn't need to be coming across. He could have ridden that line, given James the room. Yeah, they may have come together anyway, because that entrance into 3 is tight as anything. So they may have come together, but it might not have been so severe as the fact that Jay's come literally across. And he broke early to try and stop that car as well, because that braking point was definitely about 5 to 10 meters before he even needs to brake, really. So, yeah, I don't know.
James, I don't disagree with you. I think James Rep didn't really have any place to go there. I think Jay definitely came across there. I think he broke a little early. I don't think it was intentional, but it was definitely a tough situation there for James Rep. But yeah, like you said, white flag. Elliott Borg coming around to take the white flag there. 7-second gap here, 7.8-second gap. It's still going to be a strong race here for the Smargonesborg team. Dylan Gonas jumped up in the 3rd place there, replacing his teammate Jay Smart. So he's still got a podium there for Elliott Borg and Dylan Gonas. So strong points for our current team's leader. But yeah, it's been definitely been an interesting race tonight. Like I said, there's going to be incidents here at Atlanta that, it's just such an awkward and tight track at certain points. I'm not surprised that we saw the incidents that we saw tonight.
I think the thing is they were racing all the way through, and this is where Winkle said it here. Bunkers, I think James got caught up in a position where he didn't want to be in, and the only thing left to do was to lock up before bumping the car in the front. The problem is, I don't know if you're correct, because James took the line. When you drive this track, and I'll try and see if we can see it on board with Elliott Borg, because he's going to come around and take the victory. So well done to Elliott Borg, absolutely dominated. If he runs round here, I'll show you what we're talking about. When he comes round this corner,
to the outside, cuts it in, and stays to the outside.
Look at the tree.
Right to the middle here.
Right, that tree on the left is where he should be aiming that car at. You can see it here on his line. He didn't once go all the way out to where Jay Smart was. There was no need. The line he took was suffice, and that's where Jay Smart should have been as the car in front. The braking early and the moving across. The moving across was more from what we've seen previously, and me and Michael have seen, quite a few broadcasts by now, was more of a proactive. It was more of a reactive move than a proactive move. His proactive move would have been aiming at the tree on the left-hand side. The reactive move was the one that we saw, where he broke early. He tried to come across to cover James off, and unfortunately, James was like, well, I'm going to break in my normal point because you're not there. And of course, when he was there, James was already 5 to 10 meters later on the brakes. So, that was the problem.
I don't think Jay Smart had left enough room there at all.
No.
Like he cut all the way across the track while braking. He didn't leave any room at all. I really don't see any reason for James Rep to be penalized for this, but here are our race results.
Yeah, go for it, Michael. Read them out.
Yeah, we got Elliot Borg taking first place, James Rupp taking second place, Dylan Gonas running out your podiums, then Joseph Carnes having a quietly very strong race here in fourth place, Daniel Pereira in fifth place, Alexander Amadon in sixth place, Ryan O'Connor saving it coming through in seventh place, Thomas Boniati, who had some troubles early on, settling down and come through in eighth place, Robert Acosta in ninth place, Jay Smart, after we saw that incident there right before the end of the race, coming through in 10th place, Nathan Grammer, pole sitter, falling all the way back through the field in 11th place, having quite a few issues tonight, but I'm sure he'll be able to rebound in the future. Brandon Thornhill coming through in 12th place, Mikhail Turkin coming through in 13th, Ben Barnes in 14th, Troy Banks in 15th, and rounding out your field, Brandon Birmingham in 16th place.
Yeah, definitely on that one as well. I've got Dylan, Elliot, and James. I want to start this off straight away with this young gentleman. For 23 laps, he held back Jay Smart. For 4 more of them, he was chasing back down Jay Smart. For one corner, on one turn, on lap 30, there was contact. James, what was your point of view on that contact? Because we seem to be in agreement up in the booth, but I want to see if we match up with you.
Man, me and Jay had some good battles that whole race. You know, it was I was faster in some spots, he was faster in others. And I mean, he would make a mistake, I'd capitalize. I would make a mistake, he'd capitalize. But that turn, man, I took the left side, and I thought I took the original racing line. I seen him coming over from my right side, and I knew he was going to come all the way across. I tried to brake early, but apparently he broke earlier than I did, and I just got the back of him, man. It sucked. I didn't want that to happen. We were having a really good race.
Okay, so you're near enough in agreement to where we are. The difference where we put it up in the booth, and you know I have strong opinions about most things, was I know. Tell me about it, right? An Englishman with an opinion. Who'd afford it? But no, we had it as you were on the racing line, heading to what is that natural line. Is that when you go round turn 1, right? You're going up the hill, you see trees in front of you. You aim the car at the left tree, you run up, you take your line off, right? Jay was all the way to the right. He wasn't on the natural racing line. So I
seen him. He cut all the way across to where the pit exit was at.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, he must be giving me room here. He might have messed up that turn. Then he came all the way across. So I don't know. We'll figure it out after.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. But anyway,
I didn't watch it. I haven't seen it.
Oh, well, I've analysed it about 10 times. So just watch the last 10, 15 minutes of the broadcast. You'll see it all. But look, overall, James, that was an absolutely stellar race, mate. 23 laps holding it back. You know, it was good. And then you started coming back at him as well. And that was just amazing, wasn't it? Surely that type of battling all the way through was just incredible.
It is, man. And that's the main thing I like about GT3 racing. You know, it's close racing whenever you got the skill levels are pretty much close like they were with this race. Yeah. It's a shame what happened to Nathan. I've seen it happening right in front of me. But Ryan, I think he messed up a turn or two as well.
Yeah, he definitely did.
I don't know. I just I drove my race, man, and I tried to capitalize where I knew I was losing time to Jay, because I'd see he would gain a couple of tenths on me. I'm like, okay, I'm losing time here, so I would kind of brake a little earlier and try to take it a little bit smoother, and that's how I was gaining. You know, I'd come back around and I'd gain a tenth or two on him. Yeah,
well, it was absolutely incredible, James. Thank you so much for joining me. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Just LSRL, man, the league for putting this on. We got some really good guys here that race with us. To you guys, you know, JP Broadcasting, you know, thankfully everybody gets to watch us do this every week because of you guys, and this is great, man. And my team, slowly driving by you, Ben Barnes and Brandon Thornhill, and sorry again, Jay.
Yeah, okay, mate. Well, thank you so much, James, for joining me. I'll look forward to seeing you next week, buddy. Right, let's bring in Dylan Gonaz here into the booth. Dylan got a fortunate third place purely by keeping it consistently on track. Incident happened up front, and Dylan come through and took the first place. Dylan, welcome in. How are you, sir?
Well, still on this side of the compost there, buddy.
Well, that's always the best way to be. You know what I mean?
That's right.
You know what I mean? So gotta put yourself in it.
I don't feel like I deserve to be here.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, though, Dylan, right? And when you get I'm not going to say given because that's not the word I'm looking for. But when it's almost handed to you like that, it is tough to swallow, dude, because, you know, you've been in fourth, you were driving around, it was pretty lonely at one point, you know, you were just plodding along, keeping it up, and next thing you know, oh, hold on, I'm in third place here. You know, it is tough what happened to Jay, but that's racing, right? And you would just happen to be there in the right time, right place.
That's right. It's kind of a woohoo kind of podium, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you on that one, mate. I definitely understand
you
what
know,
you mean.
I started the practices here. I don't know the track all that well. And then after a couple practices, like, okay, I'm about a second and a half slower than the pace. So it is what it is. Maybe I'll get a top 10, maybe a P6 or something. And then, yeah, just like you just said, what went down, boom, here I am talking to you, fine gentlemen.
Well, I'm glad, you know, you are here, and it was unfortunate what happened as well. But overall, mate, you know, it was a good race, right? You started and you finished, and that really kind of all that matters.
That's right. Went door to door with a couple guys that I knew were faster than me. I was like, well, I'm not going to give it to them, but at the same time, I'm definitely not going to cause a ruckus into the corners here. So, yeah, it was fun, I suppose. Definitely a track I definitely would have to work on for the future, but here I am, I guess. Survival of the fittest, I guess.
Exactly, and you are up here on the podium. So, Dylan, well done. Congratulations to you, buddy. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Oh, for sure. Got to shout out to Wilder Graphix. They have the best paints in my eyes. They do wicked work, relatively good price. You guys, JP Broadcasting, you guys, like I said, I tell everybody, you guys do just the most phenomenal job. It's wild. The ButtKicker, Grid Finder, huge supporters of the league. You know, all the guys that help pitch in whenever they can, even the guys that put up practices, like it's huge. They help out. Guys that help out with everybody. My parents are watching. I think my brother was watching too. You know, people that are watching, that helps support too. Yeah.
Awesome stuff there, bud. Well done to you, and thank you for joining me, and look forward to chatting to you next week, no doubt.
And cheers.
Take care. Right, now we're going to speak to Elliot Borg, your winner this evening of the race. Elliot, how are you, sir?
Doing really well, guys. How are you?
I'm very well. You know, I'm awake, so that's always good. I find that's a good start to the evening. Exactly. It's a good start to the evening, isn't it? When James is awake and everybody gets to see you guys race. But look, dude, I don't want to sit back and say once Graham went off, it was easy. But once Graham went off, it was easy, wasn't it?
Yes and no. The gap was kind of... The beautiful thing about GT3 racing is every car is strong in a different portion of the track. So, like, my relative to James would shrink like 0.6, and then I would gain it back. So, trying not to watch my mirrors or watch the relative was pretty tricky tonight, because he did a pretty decent job keeping me honest. So, but yeah, once, I mean, if we're being frank, once Nathan went off, it was like, all right, I can breathe, I could take it easy. And I said something to Jay, and he was like, well, just remember, James is there, and he's pretty damn quick. So, good race. It was a fun race. This is a great track.
Yeah, James was absolutely flying. I'm not going to lie. At one point, it was just unfortunate what happened to the two of them coming together there as well. James he defended his absolute trooper off, and he was so quick as well. So as I say, you know, I'm sure there'll be some conversations at some point, but it was a bit unfortunate. But overall, they make, you know, look, I don't really know what to say, really. I was going to say what's your highs and lows, but your highs was getting in front, and there wasn't really any lows. So, you know, well done, I suppose.
Thank you. Yeah, there was a sketch moment there coming through turn 1, lap 1. It was real close between Nathan and I. I got a 0x, which kind of spooked me. But after that, I just knew I needed to stay in front of him, and hopefully he would have an issue. And the Audi did Audi things.
And that's the thing, wasn't it? It was important you got that jump at the beginning, because if you didn't, I think Nathan would have had a chance to settle that car down and go for it.
Right, and that was my goal, was to try and get out early. So starting P2 helped a lot. You know, being 0.3 off in qualifying is one of those eye-opening moments. But the track was really hot tonight, so the tires are real slick. We were sliding, the fronts were pushing a little bit, so it made for some good racing. Tricky to stay consistent, and made for a fun race, even though I was, just managing pace.
Absolutely. Well, Elliot, congratulations there, buddy. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go this evening?
Yeah, shout out to my wife for letting me do this all the time. We tore up a bunch of flooring and got done at about 5 o'clock. I was hoping that I could stay awake for this race. So shout out to her for letting me do this all the time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, mate. You know what I mean? Just keep digging at me. Honestly, not a problem.
I was honestly ready to pass out. We got some food, and I sat down on the couch, and it was like, can't fall asleep. Can't pull a James.
Oh, no. I've even got my own title now as well. So, yeah, it is true. But there you go.
In your defense, it is the middle of the night.
It is. In my defense, right about now, right, with the clocks changing again, it's 3:30 in the morning. So, there you go.
Ooh-wee.
I know. Tell me about it. But, Elliot, look, a pleasure to talk to you, mate, as always. And I look forward to catching you next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
Take care, mate. All right, that was Elliot Borg there. Michael, round it out for us. One sentence. What do we think?
Bro, tonight, tight racing. You got heart breaks for Jay Smart, but, incidents happen. Road Atlanta is exactly what I expected it to be. And, man, they're just not going to let you live that one down, are they?
No, they're not. But then I fully deserve it. If you're wondering what happened, guys, last week, why there wasn't a broadcast, basically, I owe everyone an apology. I did the fateful mistake. I bought a new phone on the Sunday. On my old phone, there was an alarm set every single time before a late night one. Okay? On my new phone, there wasn't an alarm set. James decided to go and sit and watch a film with the wife. And as I sat and watched the film with the wife, I fell asleep. I woke up at 5 a.m. in a dreadful panic, with messages on my phone saying, "Are you okay? Where are you?" Because I missed last week's race. So that's what Elliot was referring to, was the fact that that's what happened to me. So, hence the whole I can't pull a James by sitting on the sofa eating dinner with the wife. So, hey-o, that's what happened. But listen, anyway, onwards and upwards we go. And thank you to everybody here as well. Stephen Borg, Dan Redcoat, Racer Murray, thank you so much. Never-ending Winkleface, I do love that name. Thank you so much for joining me in the booth. But it is time now for the broadcast to end here on the JBB YouTube channel. Don't forget, if you are watching it back, give it a big old thumbs up. If you are watching it live, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe, turn on the bells for notifications. We are 7 away from 800, which is absolutely incredible. So, as always, guys, from myself and Michael David up in the booth, take care, have a great week, and you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.